15 businesses on this list can be started for less than $10,000, and some of them quietly clear six figures a year. No storefront, no fancy branding, nothing you'd ever post about. Just boring machines, boring routes, and boring money that keeps showing up whether anyone's watching or not. I'm Chris, and this is Boring Money with Chris, where we skip the hype and go straight to the machines that actually pay. Today's twist: every business on this list can start under $10,000, and by the end you'll see how AI is quietly boosting margins on even the dullest ones. Number 15 starts us off in an arcade nobody notices. Number 15, claw machines and amusement routes. You've seen these in laundromats, pizza shops, bowling alleys. A machine that costs $2,000 to $4,000 used, stocked with plush toys that cost 50 cents a piece. Owners place 5 to 10 machines around town, split revenue with the location 50-50, and each machine can pull in $150 to $400 a month. A guy running 12 machines around a mid-sized town reported clearing $1,800 a month after splits, working maybe 6 hours a week refilling prizes. The AI edge here is real. Newer machines use cameras and grip strength sensors to auto-tune win rates, keeping payouts tight enough to stay profitable, but loose enough that players keep feeding coins in. It's a tiny empire of plastic toys, quietly compounding. Number 14, gutter cleaning. All you need is a ladder, a leaf blower attachment, and a truck you probably already own. Call it $800 to start. A single-story house runs $75 to $150, 20 minutes of actual work. Do 6 houses a day, 2 days a week in spring and fall, and you're looking at $1,500 to $2,000 a week during peak season. One operator in a suburb outside Denver told local press he cleared $40,000 in 6 months working part-time around a day job. The margins are absurd because the only real cost is your time. The AI edge: route planning apps now cluster jobs by neighborhood automatically, and drone inspection tools let you quote jobs from photos instead of climbing every roof first. Number 13, curb address painting. You knock on doors offering to paint a house's number on the curb in reflective paint, charge $20 to $40, and it takes about 10 minutes with a stencil kit that costs under $200 total. Work 1 weekend a month canvassing a neighborhood of 300 homes, convert even 15%, and that's 45 houses at $30, $1,350 for a weekend. Teenagers have run this as a summer business for decades, but adults running it seriously use pre-mixed thermoplastic paint that lasts years instead of months, charging a premium for it. The AI edge is subtle but real. Mapping software now flags which neighborhoods have faded numbers using Street View image scans, so you knock only on doors that actually need the paint job. Number 12, cardboard baling and recycling. Grocery stores and warehouses pay to have cardboard hauled away, or worse, pay a dumpster fee for it. You buy a used baler for $3,000 to $7,000, collect cardboard for free, or even get paid to take it, compress it into bales and sell it to recycling mills for $80 to $140 a ton, depending on the market. A small operator running one route of 6 stores can bale 4 to 6 tons a week. That's roughly $2,000 a week in bale sales alone, minus fuel and a helper. It's genuinely one of the few businesses where your raw material is negative cost. The AI edge. Mills now use computer vision to grade bale quality instantly, and route software predicts which stores will have full dumpsters before you even drive there, saving wasted trips. Number 11, water refill vending. You've walked past these outside grocery stores. A small kiosk with a filtration system that fills your own jug for 25 to 40 cents a gallon. Setup runs $6,000 to $9,000 installed, and most of that cost is the reverse osmosis filter system. Customers pay a quarter to 50 cents per gallon, and a busy location can move 300 to 600 gallons a day. Do the math, in one machine can net $500 to $800 a month after water, electricity, and filter replacement. Owners with 4 or 5 machines around town report clearing $3,000 a month combined, mostly hands-off beyond a weekly filter check. The AI edge. Smart sensors now track filter saturation in real time and text the owner before quality drops instead of waiting for a customer complaint to find out. Number 10. Equipment rental yards. This one scales up fast, but you can start small. A single pressure washer, tile saw, or concrete mixer bought for $800 to $1,500, rented out for $40 to $80 a day. One tool renting 3 to 4 days a week pays for itself in 2 months. Then it's almost pure profit besides maintenance. Owners who build up 10 to 15 tools over a couple years, all bought used and refurbished, report monthly rental income of $4,000 to $6,000 with almost no daily labor beyond handoffs. A hardware store owner in rural Ohio started with a single tiller in his backyard and now runs a rental lot behind his shop. The AI Edge. Rental tracking apps now handle deposits, damaged photos, and automatic late fees, so a one-person operation can manage dozens of tools without ever picking up the phone. Number 9. Trailer rentals. A basic utility trailer costs $1,500 to $3,000 new, rents for $35 to $60 a day, and needs almost zero maintenance beyond tire checks and a hitch inspection. One trailer rented even 8 days a month pays for itself within a year and keeps earning for a decade after that. Operators who build a small fleet of 5 or 6 trailers, enclosed, flatbed, dump, report monthly income of $1,500 to $2,500 with maybe 2 hours a week of actual work, hitching, unhitching, checking lights. It's popular as a side business precisely because trailers don't complain, don't break down often, and don't need fuel while sitting idle. The AI Edge. GPS trackers now alert owners the moment a trailer leaves an agreed radius, which quietly solved the biggest fear in this business: theft. Number 8. Firewood Delivery. If you've got a truck, a chainsaw, and a splitter, you're basically in business. Total startup around $1,500 if you buy the splitter used. A cord of seasoned firewood sells for $250 to $400 depending on region, and costs maybe $60 to $90 in raw log purchase or your own cutting time. Sell 15 cords a month in peak season, completely realistic for one guy with a truck, and you're clearing $3,000 or more after fuel and blade maintenance. A Vermont operator told a local paper he does his entire year's income between September and January, then takes the rest of the year mostly off. The AI Edge. Demand forecasting tools now use regional weather data to tell small operators exactly when to stockpile inventory before a cold snap spikes prices. Number 7. Pallet Recycling. Warehouses and factories are drowning in broken pallets they'll pay you to haul away. Sometimes they pay you per pallet just to take the problem off their hands. You repair the good ones with a nail gun and scrap lumber, costing maybe $2 each in materials, then resell them to shipping companies for $6 to $9. A pickup truck and basic tools get you started under $2,000. One operator outside Atlanta runs a small crew moving 400 pallets a week, netting around $3,800 monthly after labor and truck costs. It's dirty, splinter-filled work, which is exactly why almost nobody wants to compete with you. The AI Edge. Computer vision sorting systems, now cheap enough for small yards, can grade pallet condition automatically so you know in seconds which ones are worth repairing. Here's a question. What's the one call people make at 2 a.m. without ever shopping around for the best price? A tow truck. Number 6 is towing and roadside assistance. A used flatbed tow truck runs $8,000 to $15,000, which pushes past our ceiling alone. But plenty of operators start with a basic jump start and lockout service using just a truck and a toolkit, under $3,000 to launch. Roadside calls average $60 to $150 each, and a solo operator on call 3 nights a week can pull in $2,000 to $3,500 monthly before scaling into actual towing. One operator in Phoenix built a 2-truck company from a single beater flatbed in under 3 years. The AI Edge. Dispatch apps now auto-match nearby drivers to stranded motorists in under 90 seconds, undercutting the old CB radio hustle entirely. Number 5. Farmland Leasing. This one's not glamorous, but if you can buy even a small plot of raw or fallow land, sometimes available for $5,000 to $9,000 an acre in rural counties, less in remote areas. You can lease it to local farmers for cash rent of $150 to $300 per acre per year. No equipment, no labor, no risk of a bad harvest touching you. A 10-acre plot bought cheap in a low-demand county can net $1,500 to $3,000 a year in pure lease income, essentially forever, while the land itself typically appreciates. Families have quietly built generational wealth this way for a century by just holding ground and collecting rent checks. The AI Edge satellite soil analysis platforms now let landowners set lease rates based on actual yield data per acre, instead of guessing what neighboring plots go for. Number 4. Dumpster rental. One roll-off dumpster costs $3,000 to $6,000 new, or half that used, and rents to homeowners and contractors for $350 to $550 per pickup, covering a week or two of use. Delivery and pickup take maybe 45 minutes total. Once you own a hauling truck, which is really the bigger investment, owners who start with 2 or 3 dumpsters and reinvest report scaling to 15 or 20 units within 3 years, some clearing $8,000 to $12,000 a month. One Texas operator started with a single used dumpster bought off a construction site closing down and now runs a small fleet servicing 3 counties. The AI Edge route optimization software now clusters same-day pickups and drop-offs by neighborhood, cutting fuel costs enough to squeeze another delivery into most days. Number 3. Parking garage sweeping. Office buildings and malls contract this out because nobody wants to own a sweeper truck for one lot. A used ride-on sweeper costs $4,000 to $7,000, and a single overnight contract for a mid-size garage pays $800 to $1,500 a month for a few hours of work, twice a week. One operator picking up 4 contracts around a downtown core reported $5,000 a month working almost entirely between midnight and 4 a.m., invisible to the businesses that depend on it. It's one of the few services buildings truly cannot skip. A filthy garage drives away customers fast. The AI Edge. Sweepers are increasingly semi-autonomous now, using LiDAR to map a garage once and then clean it on a repeatable path, letting one operator manage several properties without personally driving every route. Number 2, backflow testing. Every commercial building with a sprinkler or fire suppression system is legally required to test its backflow preventer once a year, and most building owners have no idea how to do it themselves. Certification training costs around $500, testing equipment another $800 to $1,500, putting total startup under $3,000. Each test takes 20 to 30 minutes in bills at $75 to $150. A certified tester with 200 repeat commercial clients, all needing annual renewals, can bill $30,000 a year working essentially part-time, since the entire client base renews itself automatically every 12 months. It's one of the rare businesses where the government mandates your customers return visit. The AI Edge scheduling software now auto-reminds building managers 90 days before their certification expires, filling your calendar without a single sales call. And number 1, the one that runs on land you don't even own, RV and boat storage lots. A gravel lot, some fencing, and a gate cost as little as $6,000 to $9,000 to set up, and often you don't need to buy the land outright. Leasing a few acres on the edge of town works just as well. Each parking spot rents for $60 to $150 a month, and a lot with just 60 spots brings in $4,000 to $9,000 monthly, almost all of it profit once the lease and fencing are paid off. One owner outside Sacramento leased 2 acres of unused farmland for $800 a month, filled it within 4 months, and now nets $6,000 monthly with 0 employees. The AI Edge. Smart gate cameras now read license plates and manage access automatically, so a business with 60 tenants runs with no staff on site at all. Here's the thread running through all 15. None of these businesses are exciting, and that's exactly why they work. Low startup costs, real demand that never goes away, and AI quietly trimming the busy work so one person can run what used to take a small crew. None of this is a guarantee. Margins shift, Markets differ by region, and every one of these takes real work to get going. So do your own digging and talk to someone who knows your local market before you sink money into anything. Which one of these 15 would you actually try? Tell me in the comments and subscribe if you want more of the boring businesses nobody talks about, but everybody could be running.